Hey, what's up? Welcome to OGHQ. This is my first big polishing project, I think. Yeah, I haven't finished my car here. Let's see, I coated the GT4. Yeah, this is the first big full detail I've done in my garage, and it's really comfy. The only thing I have to solve is the equation of blowing out pads. I'm blowing it into a garbage can. I had the door open, and then I would just blow out outside, but it started to get really hot. So I'm gonna have to figure something out because the Rupes vacuum thingy doesn't work for squat. I've been fighting with this paint and fighting with the residue from the original coating, which has been kind of leaving a bunch of residue all over the place so I don't blow the pad out completely. And I've used quite a few pads. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on my 6, so I've used a half a dozen of each type of pad already, and I still have this section to do. So anyway, today I wanted to just hang out with you guys on the last couple of panels. So I have to do this section from here down, and I have to do the door, the jamb, and then I'm done. But I've been at this for, let's see, I probably put in, 3 hours yesterday, and then I am, let's see, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'm about 8 hours into polishing. So I probably have 10 total on this car, 2-step. And so what I'm using is Griot's Fast Correcting Cream, which has been great to deal with a car with like normal conditions. There's quite a bit of scratches and swirls on this thing. There are quite a bit of scratches and swirls on this. But normal toweling marks. This car has been detailed before, and I believe it has Seaquartz Reserve. It's either Seaquartz Finest or Seaquartz Reserve, which is not the easiest to remove. It's leaving, I'll show you in a few, but I'll probably be able to see it on the door where it's leaving quite a trail of residue. I'm getting it mostly off by keeping the pad clean, doing smaller sections. But then the follow-up with the yellow pad and Perfect Finish is kind of finishing off the surface. And so I've been compounding and finishing sections step by step, just to make sure that everything's good before I moved on. But I just finished the rear section. This glass is done, that glass is done. So I have to do the windshield, these 2 windows with review, and then compound and polish the rest of the surface. But let me show you here. There's a couple of pretty typical scratches right here. The blue paint is really hard to show you on camera. Let me see if I can capture it. You can probably see it here. If you just follow the light. There's quite a bit of just normal toweling marks that you get, from typical everyday use. And so it's not like a super intense project I'm working on here. I've had to do some one inch work. There's a couple of scratches I can see right here. I don't know if I can capture that. But pretty typical. I mean, this is a well cared for car. But just bringing it up to spec is pretty typical, something you need to do to keep it dialed. So I am using 3-inch pneumatic. So I'm using my 3-inch pneumatic because the freaking backing plate flew off the mirror again. I need to put some thread locker or something on there. And I left the wrench at home, so I'm using this. But I use this on pretty much the whole car. It's been a long time since I've broken this puppy out. And then I'm using the LE 4500, and I'm using Rupes yellow microfiber, and then I've got the new Nano, which is a really nice experience. The new Nano, with the quick release head. If you haven't seen this, it just pulls out and goes back in, so I could release and go to a 2-inch if I wanted to. You can pull this out nice and easily. So I've been using the 12mm Orbit. This is a pretty straightforward car. I haven't needed to get any rotary or anything out, so it's been a pretty simple process thus far. So I can't, I wanted to tape the decals just to preserve them. These are original, but I ended up going over it because the coating's pushing, you know, and you'll see there will be a big stripe from where I polished versus where I hadn't. And you're just kind of pushing the coating around, trying to remove it while we're compounding. And so I've had to swap pads a lot. And so if I taped around this, then you would see you'd see the line, you know, so you'd see the outline of the coated versus not coated. So I've had to run the risk here, that I run by running over top of this in order to get the result I'm looking for, which is to get the paint, you know, 90%. So pads primed already, and then I'm gonna do my paint. Nothing special you haven't seen me do before. Just spread the polish around. I just reduced my pressure a little bit on the decal. I like paint that just, it's been a while since I've just dealt with paint that just is normal. Normal two-step, 3 or 4 passes, everything just works. I ran out of them. I only had 10 of them, but I've transitioned to, I forget which towel it's called, but it's a gold towel. This is correcting out really nicely. I've only had to get like little 1-inch, do a little extra work. But here, I think you can probably see this. There's yeah, you can definitely see that. So see how it looks like there's leftover polish? But that's like the coating haziness, like that needs like the second step to get rid of. So I'm getting all the scratches off and I'm getting most of the coating off, but like there's like a little bit of residual gunk left over. And so that's part of the reason why I've been kind of working one panel at a time. So doing, like I'll do this whole panel and then I'll finish polish it and then move on to the next one. I broke my darn Rupes and I don't have any more of them. My Tornador-like thingy. This decal holds a lot of dirt too, so it's gonna shine up the whole car. See, look at how much gunk is in my pad from the decal. Actually, this section here is easier to deal with the 3-inch. I have a feeling my Golf RS is not going to be as straightforward as this one has been. So this has been kind of nice. I gotta work on the PPF some more, get that off the surface. Watch how smooth this thing is. So this puppy, the reason why this thing's so great, it's a 15mm orbit. It sounds a lot louder and more violent because, you know, it's right next to my microphone, but it's actually rather smooth and comfortable to deal with. See, just watch how this wipes off. It's just gross. It's like so much gunk left over. It kind of wipes okay, but this Grio's polish normally wipes right off with no issue. This blue is incredible though, aqua blue. So this is a 2011. So it's a 997.2 RS, GT3 RS. Aqua blue with gold. I don't know how many of these there are, but there are many of them. Actually, this panel wiped off okay. The flat panels that have more sun exposure are real nasty. Yeah, look how much gunk is in that coming off of the, some of it might be dye. but it's coming out of the decal. I think it's probably mostly dirt. Until I do the finishing, just look at the look at all the funkiness to it. You'll be able to see it a little more on the door. Like you can see this perfect line right here. That's where I polish to. Makes it easier to polish because you can see exactly what you're doing. Okay, so let me move my cart around here. I want to bring the camera the other way. Check, check, check. Yeah, this has been a long day. It's been a long time since I pulled a all-day polishing. Single man, single polisher, all day. Come on. Yeah, you know, I used to have all this stuff for polishing, and I've even in our store, in my cabinet, I would have. So the store has always been, the OG.com has been simpler than what's been in my cabinet, but like I've got 3 polishes, 4 types of, or 5 types of pads. And 3 polishers, and just kept, you know, simplified the whole process down. And I realized, especially as I've been setting up new places, like I set up the Middleton garage and I set up my garage here, like I don't want a bunch of extra stuff. And so it's forced me to really think about this. Man, this is working great, man. You can see it, I can see it right in the, like this corrected out so nicely. Other than the funkiness, the residue from the from the coating, like the actual underlying surface, like getting all the scratches and stuff out, they come right out, almost 100%. There's a few little bit of deeper ones. See, like right here, there's coating residual left over, which we'll get with the final. And then this is PPF here. So this going down underneath the door is PPF. This is the only PPF on this car. But like, here's the best example. Look at the door here. See that right there? Look at that. So that's coating removed, or most of the coating removed, and we'll get the rest of it. But even if I wipe this, you know, then it's not, leaves a bunch of funk left over. But this has been nice dealing with a car, and I don't know, I might not do PPF on my GT3, we'll see. This one doesn't have it, and yeah, you get some rock chips, but just do this high impact area here. So my lift has it's 208 here, so we needed to get a transformer. I don't know if it'll go up, let's see. Yeah, it keeps, the motor needs more juice. So if it's kind of at a mid height, I need to, it needs to lower down before I can raise it up. So just like paint, we polish right over the PPF here. The coating that's on the PPF would come right off. All right, so let's finish polish that panel. You know, I should probably just finish the door. I think what I'll do, we'll go to time lapse so you can just watch me do this process. That looks good. I basically needed a pad per panel on this darn thing. So Sonex Perfect Finish. prime it in there. Yeah, still pulling a bit of gold off of there.
Ends up on the light gray, dark gray thing.
Yeah.
Dark gray is a custom color technically, and so the MOQ is insane. And so since we're going to be going to our own custom thing eventually anyway, we're just going to roll with the light gray for now. So we still have a ton of dark gray in stock. We're going to shoot through those first, but then we'll switch to light gray if needed. And then once we switch to microfiber 5.0 or whatever from direct factory.
So what were they doing before?
The dark gray, we ordered a huge MOQ up.
Got it, okay.
And so we had everything that was on that initial order.
I got you, okay.
So yeah, I don't think it's worth it to get another.
Yeah, no, not for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously with the finishing polish, we can do a little bit bigger sections. But because of the coating residue, I'm being very deliberate and making sure that I'm making my passes and doing the work to get the job done. Properly. If that coating wasn't a problem, or wasn't there, I find finishing polishing to be almost a bit of a formality. But here what we're doing, it's a critical step in getting the haze out from that residual coating stuff left over. Yeah, this has been a big project here today. Giving my new air compressor a workout. If you're going to do this method where I'm doing panel by panel, I just need to make sure I overlap the finishing polish a little bit, because I probably overlap the compound a little bit. And my favorite part is wiping off. Perfect finish. Yep, beautiful. No more haze, deep, dark, rich aqua blue. It's great. Nice. And how good that looks. That looks incredible. I can't wait to coat this thing, get all the trim, wheels, everything dialed. It's gonna look great. All right, and it's the next morning. All I have left to do is this section, and we're good. So I have to compound and polish. There's quite a few scratches on the door here, but we're gonna get this dialed, get this really cleaned up. And this car is ready for coating, but I also wanna do the glass too. So I'm gonna do some review here. My tape line looks pretty good. So you wanna make sure when you're doing build hamper review that you really tape up well, because it tends to gum up the trim quite a bit. I first want to polish residue all over this thing. I don't want it affecting my ability to get this thing cleaned up. So I have to do this, the jamb. So let's do the exterior of the door. I already did the mirror. I used a ton of pads on this car. I'm telling you guys, if you're a detailer and you can afford it, this air compressor is worth its weight in gold. It's so quiet, and it operates no problem doing what I'm doing with the, because I've been using the rotary or the pneumatic polisher the whole time. Let's get this buttered up. I'm glad I took some time, because I was struggling to make a video with you guys as I was eight and a half hours into polishing. I didn't take lunch. I didn't stop for 8 hours straight. So I kind of like doing these doors, like the top section. I'm gonna do this in two pieces here because it's quite a few scratches on here. So I wanna make sure I get them all out. So I need to put some Loctite. For whatever reason, my original mirror I've never had any backing plate, but the backing plate came off again. Luckily, I caught it and didn't smack the paint on this car too. So I'm gonna put some thread locker. Man, this paint just corrects out so nicely. It's perfect. Nice. Other than dealing with the coating removal, this is my kind of polishing. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill to do this car. All right, let's do this section. Man, really good. Really good. I gotta figure something out for blowing out pads. I think doors are my least favorite part of detailing. see here. It should be good. I like this. Do the very last panel. Make me feel like I got a lot done today, even though I polished one spot. It's gonna be good. Yeah. So, man, dialed. It's interesting, you know, there's still a lot of haziness from like the coating getting pushed around, but I can see right through it. And there's a huge difference between the finished panel, like the finished polished, and the other. I think the having, you know, we're stripping the coating as well as compounding, you know, polishing the paint. So I'm just surprised it's correcting as well as it is. I would assume that I'd have to do like two steps of the compounding, but I haven't had to. Okay, so got 2 more sections to do, and then the jams. I don't like doing jams, but I like it after the jams are done. I guess technically I don't like doing any of this. All right. Seems like the bigger and flatter the panel, the more coating nonsense I get going on here. Okay, that's a done deal. All I gotta do is the glass with some review, and we are done with the polishing project, which is the biggest part of the whole deal. And then I'll probably end up coating it next week. I got a cool video idea for that, for the OG channel. And of course, I'm still kind of working out this idea on how I do the 2 channels, how I put them both together. Especially when I'm working on a project like this. where it's a bigger project where we're kind of tag teaming, garage content and then just, me doing me content. But that was the perfect finish step. Looks beautiful, man. This blue is awesome. I can't wait to, I'm gonna do CSL XO on this. No additional PPF. And keep it simple. Okay, let me lower it down. I'm gonna take this off. Of course, I'll do a major vacuuming and wipe down of this whole place once I finish the polishing. I just ordered new tires, so we're gonna do new tires and coat the wheels. Okay, so we got belt hammer review, and I'm gonna treat the glass here. Let's bring it in a little tighter. And of course, I've already cleaned up the glass in the decon phase, but this is a solid deep cleaning that's necessary to kind of get it prepped for our coating. And make sure I don't hit the surface with my hose here. Put this over my shoulder. That's it. So remember, when we're doing glass, we're not, I'm not really correcting anything. I'm just deep cleaning it. That's the way you got to think about it. And the nice thing about this glass polish is look how easily it wipes off. Awesome. Now, it gets a little gunky on trim, so you want to make sure you tape your trim. But if you've ever wiped off Siri glass, you'll be thankful for this. So as I was saying, I'm not correcting, I'm just cleaning. So just a pass or two is all you really need with a machine. I mean, you could use this to clean up the glass by hand if you wanted to. But I mean, that took 2 seconds to do it by machine. I would recommend doing it that way. So I do need to do the windshield, so I'm going to do some more taping. What's going on here? So I want to say total polishing time, let's see, 8, 7, 10, probably 11 hours or so, 10 hours. Do 2-step plus the glass, plus taping and all that, and some videoing. Again, I'm gonna deep clean all this stuff with the eraser after the fact. And I just used one of my microfiber pads. I'm going to redo this trim, retape this, because I had to tape this for doing the paint. Now I want to tape it to do the glass. All right, let's knock out the windshield here. And we're done so. This up. That up. Takes a few minutes to tape, but it'll just make it so much easier to clean up later. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. The residue is pretty thin. So just put 4 small dots, crank the machine all the way up. Just take the pad, scruff it up a little bit, do the other side. And we got ourselves a done vehicle. Man, that feels good. Dunzo. That's a big project. Big project. What's going on with my towels here? Man, this wipes off better than any polish. That's awesome. And so next video I'll talk about, all the rest of the prep work to get ready to coat the glass. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna clean this all up. Gosh, I love having under cabinet lighting. I keep forgetting to turn this on. It just makes it a nice little touch. So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 8 of each, 7 of one, 8 of the other. So I made those. Nice use of all that work. It's a good deal. I'm getting all this stuff cleaned up and put away where it belongs. I've got to get the darn wrench. Freaking thing came off again. Maybe this stupid thing's not supposed to be on here. No, I think that's supposed to stay. I'm gonna put some thread locker on here. I'm gonna figure out what size this thing is. What did I just do? Oh, it's right here. So I do need to wipe the whole car down, and we're doing a PPF seminar here. Car Supplies Warehouse is hosting. So I'm going to get the cars out of here, and then next week I'll get into the finishing stuff, do the wheels, coating, interior, all that stuff will come next week. See how nice and clean my drawer looks here? Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I broke the darn Rupes, so I've got to... I broke it by, I was closing the door, the big roll-up door, and it crashed down on it when it was sitting in the holster, so I broke the plastic thing, so I'm going to try to get a new piece of that. All this stuff away. My garage is coming together. Getting all the all this equipment. One, getting all the stuff that I want to make working an excellent experience in here. Getting all the right tools in place. I'm gonna have to build another garage because I love the process of putting this all together. So maybe I'll have to do somebody else's. There is a house for sale down the street. It has about, what does it have? It has a 4-car garage. They would be close to HQ. They could be like my project house. And the last thing I need is another big project like that. So we'll see. This thing's good, man. The new one, I really like it. Make sure to go over to warehouse and grab some pads. I gotta sell these, so I'll have Tim put these up on Instagram. Yeah, see, I broke the plastic thingy. I had it sitting in a holster, and the door closed down on it, and then smashed the plastic piece. A dumb move on my part. Okay. Clean up my review. Stuff is great, man. Grab yourself a bottle of this. It's a good thing to have sitting around. prep your glass, that, and order this and some traceless. I will clean up with some metallic cut. I'll clean up the exhaust tips before I do the coating. I'm not going to do that today because I'm about out of time. I need to shoot this video for the OG channel. I'm gonna wash that. Put my scan grip back. This is the only light I needed for this project. All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. And next video will be coating. And who knows what else to get into here today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.